Wednesday, October the 12th. Lake level is right around 910, which is about 6.5 feet below normal pool, but that's about normal for this time of year. The water temperature is actually coming down a little bit. It's been about anywhere from 72, 73 degrees the last few mornings. And that's come down about 8 degrees or so in the last week. And I was at Lake of the Ozarks for a week, so I've been back here fishing since Sunday. But, a lot of stuff's changing. It's October, which I think a lot of times is some of the toughest fishing pretty much throughout the country, but especially here. The fish get in a transition, and now with that water cooling down, I think a lot of those fish that were out there deep, thermocline's breaking up, and a lot of those fish are starting to scatter. Some of them will come real shallow, some of them will go real deep. A lot of the drop shot fish I was catching before I went to Lake of the Ozarks were anywhere from 25 to 35 feet deep. Now, I've been out in a couple of those areas, checked them, see if I could catch them, but it seems like they've all vacated that area. So I think they've gone a little deeper. I haven't spent too much time the last 3 or 4 days fishing much deeper than 20 foot. Basically, we've been covering a lot of water, and we've been catching some days 25, 30 fish, but our keeper ratio isn't that good. It's 5 or 6 fish to a keeper. We are managing to catch 5 to 8 keepers a day with some pretty decent ones, but for the most part the tournament weights have been pretty much down. I think Sunday it took a little over 14 pounds to win team tournament, and I think Saturday was about the same. So 4.5, 5 pound fish right now is a kicker fish. It's hard to get a good quality fish in very many of them, but the ones I've been catching shallow have been pretty good quality, and we've been catching more smallmouth and largemouth up there shallow. And the way I've been catching them, on several different crankbaits. A lot of crawdad pattern crankbaits, wiggleworts, the Spro rock crawler, and been catching a few on a series 5XT Strike King shad pattern. It was actually a chartreuse sexy shad, and also red with the green bag crawdad pattern on that series 5. But a lot of the fish, here's another Spro I've been catching them on here. A lot of the fish we've been catching are really scattered, and there's no rhyme or reason to where they're at. I mean, you might catch one on a main lake point. Now, like today, we got into a deal in the very back of a creek where we had, a couple on a spinnerbait, and I think 3 or 4 good keepers on a whopper plopper. Problem was we tried to duplicate that in other areas of the lake in the backs of other creeks, and it didn't happen for us. Then the next, couple keepers we caught were out on a main lake on a whopper plopper. And I've been throwing the bigger whopper plopper more than the small one. Seemed like in the morning I'm throwing a black. If as the day gets lighter, I'll throw something a little bit more shad colored, like a monkey butt. Seems to be working good. And I catch a few more fish on the smaller one, but the quality ones are definitely coming on the bigger bait. Another bait that'll work in the same area you're throwing a whopper plopper is I've been throwing a black buzz bait as well. Now, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to where these fish are coming from. I wish I could tell you it was rock transitions, but the main deal seems like you just got to cover water, try to set the boat in 6 to 10 feet of water, parallel the bank. And on that whopper plopper, and the same with the buzz bait, I haven't been burning it. I've been having to fish it real slow. With the buzz bait, I'm trying to fish a pretty big bladed bait so I can keep it up on top and, without reeling it real fast. And the whopper plopper the same way. It's a real slow but steady retrieve. And on the spinnerbait, kind of the same deal. It's been a real slow retrieve on it as well. But this chartreuse shad, Strike King, double willow leaf's been working good. And also this one here is a hot mouse. It's working well. But the same thing with the spinnerbait. On that, we seem to be keeping it pretty close to the bottom in that, from the bank out to about 6 to 8 feet, all of a sudden the fish will just load up on it. The good thing is on a lot of the whopper plopper fish, we haven't been missing very many. You know, it's not like they're charging at it hard. They're coming up slow motion, and they're eating the bait pretty good when you get in front of them. Now, we got a bunch of rain coming in right now. That should help that as well. It's going to cool the water temperature, which is going to help as much as anything. Now, when I'm out there drop shotting, like I say, which I haven't been in probably a week and a half, and I'll probably start doing some of that tomorrow when the sun gets out. But I've been throwing mainly a 4-inch finesse worm. These are made by White River Lures, but a chompers will work fine. Probably my favorite color, like on a chompers, would be a brown purple lamb. Yamamoto, not the Yamamoto, but the other brand of Yamamoto, makes a real good one in the brown purple lamb. And also a plum will work good. Now the water clarity on the lake, actually the best color seems to be in the dam area. If you go like up towards Long Creek Bridge, the water gets clearer. You get down towards Kimbling and Baxter, Shell Knob area, the water's a lot clearer. In the area I've been fishing the last 3 or 4 days, I've been up in Big Creek, up around Baxter. Today I was around Kimbling, and yesterday I was around Indian Point. So I've been fishing a lot of what you call the central part of the lake. Tomorrow I think we're going to venture on up into the James River and see what's going on up there. But, fishing's going to get better. But, right now, if you kind of commit yourself to shallow, you just got to keep your head down, cover a lot of water, and, mix it up between the top water, spinnerbait, and the crankbait. I'm going to try to get onto some deep fish, see if I can find where them Kentuckys have gone. Most of the fish I've been catching shallow have been smallmouth and largemouth. But until next week, good luck, good fishing.